Groovy. Groovy. What a groovy way to wake up. Good morning. Good, glorious, groovy morning. Yeah. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I am Teresa Fiebert, the founding member. I say that's so funny. I'm a founding minister, but I'm also a founding member. I would assume that makes me the founding member. That's funny. I like that. I like to be considered a member, one with you. I just said to someone just a moment ago, I love us. I say it a lot, but I do. I get very verklempt sometimes thinking about what a beautiful community we are and how we love and support one another and come together and even when we're not in the room together, I feel that. So it's just a really beautiful thing. Thank you all. Thank you for being here this morning. Yeah. We have a special morning. We have a special day planned. We had a special night last night. I want to thank Lisa and Andre again for hosting. Last minute, we had another venue booked, and we lost that venue, and so it was lovely, wonderful, warm, and so we have Shannon Plummer this morning and Bob Simon here with us. And if you were with us last May when we had Shine, our annual Shine event, you will remember them because they did the service that day and then did a concert later in the afternoon. So today, they're doing the service, the music and the message, and I get a little break. And they're doing a workshop afterwards, and they'll talk a little bit about that. But please do stay. And you have an hour or so, depending on exactly what time we finish this morning, with the service, but you can run across the street and grab yourself a sandwich and come right back in the room and stay. We certainly have the space for it, right? So let's just know together that this is an opportunity here, this day. Let's see, I will light the candle as I'm doing this. We have an opportunity today to feel in the spirit. Maybe in a way that brings us to a place we've never been to before. How about that? A place that's just a little bit deeper, or a place that's a little more elevated and expansive. A place that opens us to a greater experience, to allow a greater expression of this thing called life. What I know about life is it is one energy. It is a beautiful energy. It's a brilliant energy. And it never began, never ends. It's constant, always moving from that infinite realm of all possibility into form. From the infinite realm into form. And it does that by means of us. You are a vessel. Each one of us are a vessel. So let us know and set your own personal intention that this time that we're in community together today is sacred. It's sacred. And so we listen deeply to that calling, to that voice within, to that unconditioned love that we're made of, that we're immersed in, that we're surrounded by, that we were brought here to be. Breathe that in. Knowing that the one mind hears and feels into this intention, it is already so, and so it is. Yeah. That's awesome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To all of my relations, I look you in the eye, 'cause we are all related. It's written in the sky, and we can sing this simple song to everyone along the way. And we can sing for the ones who are wrong, 'cause it heals the wounds from yesterday. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. Come on, say it with us. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. To all of my relations, I bow to you, 'cause we are all related. It's a common thread that runs right through, and we can sing this simple song for the ones in pain. And we sing for the suffering, and may these words melt their pain away. All right, let's sing it together. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be loved. And all of the beings, and all of the creatures, they all hold a secret, 'cause they all are our teachers as we're learning the lesson. Love. Compassionate love. And what if all creation sang this song to you? Could your heart become the home to place this love into? Then this simple song travels all around, everywhere you go. It becomes your beating heart,
That's the appetizer. We're in for a great meal. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathleen Franker, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here this morning with you in the center, and I'm a reader also. This year, our global theme for CSL International is Open at the Top. And our January exploration of that topic is related to ancient wisdom. So today, I'm bringing you a few short lessons or passages from the first two lessons of the Foundations class that I'm actually facilitating here with 17 students in the center. Because as we know, these beautiful serendipities do occur, and it was just perfect timing for that information to arrive into my teaching class. Open at the top is a phrase that was coined by Ernest Holmes, who is the architect of this philosophy that we study and teach here at the center. And it's called religious science. And Holmes was responsible for synthesizing spiritual principles, metaphysics, psychology, and philosophy into a spiritual understanding of reality that teaches the concepts of the oneness of all life, that thought is creative, and the universal principles for personal growth and transformation. So he had a big agenda and a big teaching for us as a result. So this idea of open at the top is so associated with Ernest Holmes that is actually the title of the biography that was written about him in 1993. In the Holmes biography, he is quoted about the value of remaining open at the top and the trap of thinking that this spiritual philosophy would ever be closed to new ideas. And this is what he said. If I believed I had a revelation, I would shudder at the thought, for there is no man so hypnotized as the man who coerces himself. I have wondered if it's possible to avoid this mesmeric state. If any group ever avoids it, we will. But in order to do so, we have to keep our minds open at the top for the influx of wisdom, and we have to set up a sign that says, stop, look, listen. Does this that I believe measure up to truth? And he was challenging himself, he was challenging us to be listening for that. And you can hear how adamant and unequivocal he is in this value of openness and being willing to listen for a new influx of wisdom and understanding of our spiritual nature. Because if there was one thing about Ernest Holmes, he was always asking questions. So again, from the class, one of the fundamental teachings of science of mind is that the thoughts are creative and that it is possible, this is possible through the use of creative process. This is and what Reverend Teresa talked about just a few moments ago, this universal movement of the invisible to the visible, from the spiritual into form. And it's expressed through the law of cause and effect. And that by intentionally engaging in this principle, we learn how to create and influence and direct not only our own lives, but contribute to life in general, to the shaping of the world around us. New Thought is often referred to as New Thought Ancient Wisdom. And this is because the teachings of New Thought and Science of Mind are not new. Rather, they are a synthesis of ideas that have been taught throughout the ages. So here's just a few examples of what I'm talking about and what Holmes was actually kind of bringing into this synthesis that he created called religious science. So I just invite you to listen for the golden threads of the creative thought principle throughout. In Christianity, in the Gospel of Mark, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have it, and you will receive it. From Baha'i, I charge you all that each one of you concentrate all the thoughts of your heart on love and unity. When a thought of war comes, oppose it by a stronger thought of peace. When a thought of hatred comes up, it must be destroyed by a more powerful thought of love. Thoughts of war bring destruction to all harmony, well-being, restfulness, and content. Thoughts of love are constructive of brotherhood, peace, friendship, and happiness. From Buddhism, mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind wrought. If with an impure mind a person speaks or acts, suffering follows him, like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows him, like his never-departing shadow. From Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita, the faith of all humans conforms to the nature of their minds. All people possess faith, and whatever the nature of the faith, that is verily what they are. From Islam, the Quran, Allah the Almighty said, I am as my spirit thinks I am. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. From Judaism, from Job, you will decree and it will be fulfilled, and light will shine upon your affairs. And from Proverbs, also Judaism, for as he hath thought in his soul, so is he. So there you have it. As this teaching has invited us to be open at the top, we are so grateful for the wisdom and the guidance of Ernest Holmes on this. Great teacher, great philosopher. Thank you.
Good morning. Morning. Beautiful to be back here in this wonderful space. Seeing all you beautiful smiles and beautiful hearts around this room. So, what are we doing this morning? We're going to talk about who is your neighbor. And when I sit down to write, sometimes I start writing and a song of Bob's will pop in. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see where this goes. So by the time I finish really having a conversation with myself, three of Bob's songs are woven through what I had just written. And that's how we come up with our presentations here for our messages and music. So this morning, I just want to start by an excerpt from Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning. I consider it a dangerous misconception of mental hygiene to assume that what man needs in the first place is equilibrium, or, as it is called in biology, homeostasis. In other words, a tensionless state. What man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for a worthwhile goal, a freely chosen task. What he needs is not the discharge of tension at any cost, but the call of a potential meaning waiting to be fulfilled by him. What man needs is not homeostasis, but what I call new dynamics. In other words, the existential dynamics in a polar field of tension, where one pole is represented by a meaning that is to be fulfilled, and the other pole by a man who has to fulfill it.
Well, there you go. You told me I was doing this song, and I thought, really? I can't wait to hear this song. And I wrote this because I read a little line from Nisargadatta, you've heard of him. He said, when I look within, I see that I'm nothing. This is wisdom. When I look out, I see that I'm everything. And this is love. And between the two, my life flows. So that's where that song came from. This song came from. I won't lie, I love to cry. I got a raging river inside, but my mind doesn't know when to let my heart go, and my soul won't let me hide. I'm a dreamer, I'm kind of lazy, but I call my crazy crazy. And I'm a wreck, I'm a holy mess, but I'm sacredly awake. And I'm not here, 'cause it's home. I'm not lost and I know I'm not alone. 'Cause I see it in your eyes and I see it in the stars and I see it everywhere. Got the same thing that pains me, well then it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Are we insignificant somethings? Are we hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of one thing? And we rise and we fall, and we run and we walk and we crawl. Though we might not have it all together, but together we have it all. And I see you in me, and me in you. And the lines get crossed and blurry and I worry and I get so confused because we hurt from our hurt and we fear from our fears and we love from the love that we won't drink of. It's an endless, bottomless thirst, and I have found that it matters that the past has passed. And if you dare to let it go and you stare down the ghost, well the ghost stops staring back. And the same thing that pains me, well then it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Are we insignificant somethings? Are we hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of the one thing? And we rise and we fall, and we run and we walk and we crawl. But we might not have it all together, but together we have it all. And when you see me, you can know, 'cause I'm a little bit of her and him. I'm a little bit of me and you. There are no strangers, and we're in danger of missing out on this truth. And there are sages and there are queens. There's a scene and there is the unseen. Can you gaze in the mirror? Will it ever get clearer? Can you wake up from this dream? And there are lies before your eyes. We're all wrapped up in a disguise. Well, the truth is no proof, and it goes by many names and many languages and many faiths. Stop seeking, it's seeking you. And be still and you know that it's true. If you don't believe it, there's a man by the river with a bucket of water to sell to you. And the same thing that pains me, well then it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Insignificant something. We're hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of a one thing. And we rise and we fall, and we run and we walk and we crawl. Well, we might not have it all together, but together we have it all.
Insignificant somethings. Isn't that so true? Don't we feel like that all the time? Does it ever feel like this world is in a state of suffering? Do you ever feel like you're just kind of smack dab in the middle of the craziest of crazies, and you're trying to find that light through that darkness? We've all been there. If you recall what Viktor Frankl said, what man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for a worthwhile goal, a freely chosen task. What he needs is not the discharge of tension at any cost, but the call of a potential meaning waiting to be fulfilled. That doesn't indicate that we free-willed humans are going to find our meaning or our purpose or our goals or our potential, our absolute potential in moments of ease or comfort or joy. Those are all high vibrational states where tension has been discharged and dissipated. It indicates that we will come closer to the clarity of our passion, our desire, our service, the full big picture spectrum when we're in the midst of conflict or confusion or frustration and even pain. So, are you able to find within your polar field of tension meaning that is to be fulfilled as one pole, and the person who has to, notice he said has to fulfill it, as the other pole? Do you recognize that you have a meaning that is to be fulfilled? Not only do you have one, but the fulfillment of that meaning heals yourself and ripples into the healing all around you. We have no idea how far our own healing and the energy that exudes from that healing ripples. Your healing opens paths to inspire and invite others into their healing journey. Your healing opens pathways for the earth to heal. So here's the test. Let's take it a step further. Are you able to find within that polar field of tension meaning that is to be fulfilled as one pole, the person who has to fulfill it as the other pole, and recognize that every single other person has a meaning to be fulfilled? Their meaning heals themselves and opens to the expansion and rippling effect that healing has on others, including you. Whether that touch is direct or indirect, their healing offers that same collective invitation that your healing offers. Just because it shows up in a different package doesn't mean it is not as important or as significant as what we are experiencing personally. Because if we can see that, there should never, ever exist vile or offensive condemnation, hatred, slander, blame, mistrust, disrespect, misunderstanding, or apathy. If we truly, truly believe that every person has meaning to be fulfilled, those things cannot exist. Because we recognize that every part of the collective has to fulfill their purpose for the collective to become whole. It would then be our duty and our responsibility to work extremely hard to better understand others so that we can work on that piece of us that is potentially repelled by someone else's healing journey toward their fulfillment. Denying any other is denying that same thing within us. We can only become defensive when we diminish or devalue our own opinion or beliefs. That we devalue them so incredibly that we feel we have to convince somebody else that our way, our belief, has value. What if, maybe, we actually need to value our own belief system, understand why we have that belief system, discern if we need to course correct the source of our belief, empower ourselves to take inspired action and model the behaviors we wish to exemplify. Seeing the potential in ourselves, both good and bad, we have it all in us. Seeing that potential, both good and bad, in ourselves and in others is a call for action. Our internal or external actions and non-actions will speak for themselves, whether they're inspired, compassionate, and loving, or if they are offensive, reactionary, and degrading to others and to ourselves. Do we love our neighbors as we love ourselves? And in this world where we can be transported out of what is happening right in front of us and be pulled into a story in India or Africa or Minnesota or California and make it our story in that moment, can we love our neighbor, realizing that their fulfillment of their healing matters to us as much as it matters to them? There's a quote from Marcel Proust that when I heard it, did I reflect on it for some time. It says, "Since desire always goes towards that which is in our direct opposite, it forces us to love that which will make us suffer." Since desire always goes towards that which is in our direct opposite, it forces us to love that which will make us suffer. And in my opinion, we have to be able to accept what is, what happens, who people are, and how people show up. We have to accept all of that with compassion in order to fall in love with ourselves. Falling in love with ourselves is the highest challenge of this human existence. Because once we think we have that figured out, relationships happen. Right? And relationships put us to the test. So maybe the question should be, can we dig deep enough in ourselves to uncover inner love so that we can willingly share that love for others, for all others? Imagine ourselves if we only responded with and through love. Imagine how you would see yourself if you accepted all of you through your own lens of love. Imagine how you would care for your beloved if you only responded to them as love. And imagine how you would see the world if you agreed to find, if you made an agreement with yourself to find a thread of love in everything that you watch, that you hear, and that you experience. Bob's going to get ready to take us into a meditation. And as we do that, we have at our fingertips the world. Like I said, we have a choice of what we pull into our reality. And some of it isn't pretty. Do we get hooked on it? Do we bring that into what is happening in front of us that we are missing? What is actually happening in front of us, what we can actually do in our own lives to integrate that thing in a loving way, to recognize the thread of love in that person that we might want to title. It's a great question to ponder, and I'm going to invite you, as you listen to this song, to allow it to be a meditation. Allow the lyrics, allow the words to invite you into your own experience. What do these lyrics bring up in you when you are facing somebody else? And I would really encourage you to pull in some of those hardest people, the people that you have the hardest time accepting. Because you know what? They have meaning. Even if the only meaning is to remind you that you choose to make different behaviors, thank God that that model is out there and you can choose something different. So I'm going to invite you to receive a breath, to find a comfortable position for yourself, to find that space of being rooted and expanded all at the same time. Reverend Teresa said, we're vessels. In the shamanic tradition, we call it being a hollow bone. How do we become hollow? How do we hollow out all of those things that we use to define ourselves and really align with God? Empty the vessel, become the hollow bone for God's work to move through so beautifully. And as you sink into that beautiful connection, I invite you to listen to the words of these songs.
When the words fell off of your tongue, damage was already done. When the war inside you beats the war inside me, the words are only done. When there's two pair of eyes that are blind, broken hearts entangled their own lives, you get dividing lines, positions and sides. In the middle, truth silently hides. Then we're brothers and sisters, mystical whispers of some big and beautiful wind. We're divinely protected, yet somehow misdirected when we can see each other within. What I see in your eyes is grace, and the reflection coming back means we're of the same place. When the center of you sees the center of me, we take all the suffering away from this place. when forgiveness fell from your tongue. Sweet fragrance laid on the wind. When the peace inside of you sees the peace inside of me, the war is over before it's begun. And with brothers and sisters and mystical whispers, some big and beautiful when we're divinely connected, we're held and protected when we can see each other within.
So in your mind's eye, I invite you to pull in front of you a beloved. Stare at them, stare into their eyes and see the grace in them, see the grace of you through their eyes. Feel the love and compassion that you have in that moment. And give them a gentle bow. Thank you for showing up. Next, I invite you to pull in an ascended master, a teacher, a mystic, somebody that you respect the teachings. Pull their face in your mind's eye and stare into their eyes. Feel the depth of the wisdom. See the grace within them. See your grace through their eyes. Feel all the feels. And with a bow, say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Now I invite you to keep that feeling very present in your being and pull into your consciousness a face of somebody that maybe you have judged, that maybe you have disgraced, that you have called names, taunted, bullied. Look into their eyes with that compassion and love. Find the grace within them, because it's the same grace that is within you. Every sinner has a future. Every saint has a past. Feel the compassion. What is your lesson? What's the blessing of knowing who this person is? Plant that in your heart. And with a bow, you say thank you. Allow yourself to breathe. Receive a breath and allow yourself to expand that feeling of compassion all around you. What in your world can you influence and impact in your direct line of sight, direct line of touch? you sees the center of me, we take all of the suffering away from this place. How do we find that center? And how do we meet another with that center? When we begin to clear our vision through that objective healing lens, we begin to foster more compassion and grace and forgiveness and love and understanding for ourselves first. We so often think it's about the other person or situation, and it is not. We've got to find those inner feelings, those inner resolutions, that inner peace for those things, then to trickle out and see others with that same compassion. We begin to see different perspectives simply as different perspectives instead of threats or conflict or judgment. We begin to connect to the center of ourselves, and we begin to feel the center of others. That deeper understanding of the human condition comes when we realize that all behaviors are conditioned. We choose to be certain ways because of something, a condition that may or may not be true, but it appears very real to us. We behave based on a thought, a belief, a story, a fear, a hope, a desire, a directive, an experience, a joy, a feeling, a memory. Often, our behaviors are not an accurate representation of the highest potential that we are. Often, our behaviors are intentionally chosen to muster a response in someone else so they can become a higher potential that we see in them. Relationships open up an entire box of polarities that Viktor Frankl talked about. Tensions yet potential. Vulnerabilities yet meaning. Conflict yet resolution. Those polarities to our own existence that is in that polar field of tension. Not only with another living and breathing being in the form of two-leggeds, or four-leggeds, or winged ones, or fin ones, or leafy ones, or flowery ones, or flowing ones, or puffy, skyborn ones, planetary ones, shiny ones. But the relationship with ourselves. And I'm not talking about people relationships here, not just people relationships. What is our relationship with things, with food, with religion, with politics, sexuality, career, money, news? And then we get to more significant things. What's our relationship like with avoidance, honesty, trust, love, compassion, service, anger, grief, compliments? We all know that internal tension that enters as we interact with any relationship, it's just a mirror. It's just a mirror of what we haven't resolved within ourselves. Growth happens when we know our inspired action is about ourselves. It doesn't happen when we creatively attempt to place blame on something outside of us for enticing us or luring us into some behavior or action. I would say that shame on us for bypassing our worthwhile goals, our freely chosen tasks, our potential meaning, and our soul's fulfillment, as Viktor Frankl so beautifully wrote. We're not tending toward loving that thing which makes us suffer. Carrie Murphy is an author, and she wrote a book called Create Change Now. And there was a reflection titled Nurture Your Relationships with Empathy. And it starts with a quote from Khalil Gibran. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution, which was a beautiful introduction to Carrie's writing. She said, in the process of nurturing your own personal growth, it's important to also acknowledge and support the unique expression of your loved ones. Your ability to empathize with your partner's children, friends, and colleagues will enhance every aspect of your relationship with them. It will also remind you of the potential for the mutual understanding and acceptance that we all need and desire. And I would go one step further and say, it's not just the people that you directly interact with, because as soon as you allow the news or something that happened 50,000 miles away to enter your consciousness and influence your moment, they are part of your life. And that is so important to remember. We create much more intimacy in relationships when we learn to share in relationship through loving understanding, as Bob's song so beautifully resolved. We may still be independent in our own beliefs, yet in space dependence of truly learning about another as superficially or as intimately as we allow ourselves to trust. That's, I believe, where spirituality begins. Spiritual independence, as one word, leads to spiritual independence, 2 words. Every relationship requires presence and commitment and work to realize the potential of the dynamics that exist between communities and neighbors and friends and family and lovers and coworkers. That realization of potential is what then allows us to recognize the strengths and the goodness and the love that we have within ourselves. At the same time, it also shows us our challenges and distortions and disappointments. I would say that those are the deadliest and most threatening viruses that we carry. Because challenges, the distortions, the disappointments, those viruses are the most rampant, and they proliferate unapologetically. They call for us to do our inner work, to heal that which we have been so distracted to address, to recognize those areas that are screaming for our attention. The viruses that prevent us from acting as our true selves. The viruses that encourage us to spew hate at our neighbors. The viruses that convince us to despise any other thing in this absolutely extraordinary world and still be able to love ourselves. We can't hate that and love this. So Lewis Smedes is quoted as saying, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that that prisoner was you. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that that prisoner was you. So on your own personal quest of spiritual independence for self and spiritual in-space dependence with others, there's a few questions to drop on your heart. Do you feel in right relationship with every other person that you choose to bring into your life? Do you feel in right relationship with every other thing that you choose to bring into your life? Do you feel in right relationship with every quality that you model as you walk around this beautiful world? Will you be able to smile as you approach your final exhale? If we recognize the internal work that we owe ourselves and the collective, we will get closer and closer to answer each of those questions with a resounding yes. There is work to be done. We all have work to do. There's action to be taken. Not to convince, but to leave behind our meaningful fill.
laugh out loud at the ridiculous perfection that'll work a day. Leave a legacy, leave something in its place, something wonderful and wise to show the way. Ancestors smile, descendants patiently await. Live your life like that legacy is today. Live your life like that legacy is today. 'Cause there's no time like this moment to give all of your gifts away. Should have given you a 5-minute.
Beautiful, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy we can do this. I mean, I'm just so happy that we can bring other voices in and other talents in to share with you. So we do that because of your giving, because we're able to afford to do that because of your giving. So this is the time of our giving. And I appreciate you for us being able to do this. You know, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. And Shannon's message was so great. And so think about that idea of our neighbors, because we also tithe. You know, we're a tithing community. We give 10% back out into the world also. So it runs what we do and the people we can bring in, but it also goes to support services in our immediate community and beyond. So thank you so much. If you take your gift in your hand and bless it as you share it. And we'll let Bobby sing our song.
Let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
That is what you were talking about, isn't it? Amen. Reverend Diana, what do you have for us?
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day, huh? Yes, good morning. My name is Reverend Diana Escobar, and I have some announcements. So, if you are new or a first-timer here, please see me or one of the greeters so we can welcome you and give you a gift. Could the greeters today stand up so the newer people can see you so they know who to go to? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Next, I'm going to talk about our newsletter. Please make sure you sign up for our newsletter. It is so important that you sign up because we're so busy in this community, and we're so grateful that we're so busy. But there's just too many things to talk about just up here in 5 minutes. So please sign up. You could sign up on the information table to my left, and you can sign up on Facebook cslculturalcoach.org. Very important. And also, if you are signed up, please make sure that you sign up for all the events, because it's really important for us to know everybody who's coming, and so we can take that count and know everything. So our workshop today is the medicine wheel activation, and it starts right after this service with Bob Simon and Shannon Plummer. And let's give another round of applause to them. And this Friday is the dinner, the women's meditation for Bangkok. Bangkok is the dinner at 5 o'clock, and the women's meditation is at 7. And if you could sign up for that, that's really lovely, so we can make the dinner reservations. There's a concert on the 31st, David Roth concert, and it's at the Sarasota Center of Life at 7 p.m. Please sign up for that too. Please sign up for that too. And then we have the Wednesday Spiritual Living Circle with Jim Grove on Zoom at 7 p.m. And we have the Friday's Heart, Mind, Spirit Recovery meeting, my meeting at 7 p.m. too, on Zoom and in person if you would like. All right? And also next week after the Sunday service, we will be gathering and at 12:30 and having celebration of life for our beloved CSLCC Center member, Charles Johnson. So please come and put that on your calendar. And I think I said everything, I hope so. I am the practitioner of the day, and we love to pray for everybody. So if you want to see me afterwards, I'll be over there. And if you want to just write a prayer, if you're a little shy and you want to write a prayer and put it in a box, that's wonderful too. And we will have our last song. Thank you.
You on?
I think I do. So the workshop today, we will be taking a guided journey through the 4 cardinal directions based on some of the foundational teachings that I've received. So we'll connect with the archetype and the energy of each cardinal direction that walks us through a healing journey. So you will be completely in charge of what you want to bring up to the surface, what you want to look at a little bit more closely, and you will have your own very unique experience. I will simply be guiding you through some of the imagery and some of the intentions and energy of each direction that you want to bring in to represent what you're experiencing in that particular direction.
Cool, clear? It's going to be kind of like laying on a mat, or just you could be sitting in a chair, but it's very much an inward journey. So music, we'll be doing some breath work to guide you through the 4 different archetypes: healer, what did I say? The healer, the visionary, mystic, and the warrior. So this sounds pretty powerful. So this is going to be really sweet. So thank you for that. We have a table in the back with all the music, CDs, all those things. And people used to use them all the time. But we also have a USB that actually has all the music, if you're really a big fan. We have a retreat coming up in Mexico in about 8 weeks. So if you're feeling this call to get out of this horrible weather, no, it's a beautiful week of exploration inward. And Shannon does one-on-one work, she does energy work, I do coaching where we unpack something and then I write a song for you around the work that we do together. So that's a really, I think I might be the only person on the planet doing this crazy thing, but I do it and it's fun. I call it the song of your soul. So if you're interested, just reach out, come say hello, we'll do a quick call on the phone and I'll tell you all about it. Anyway, all that to say thank you so much. We always feel so welcome here, and thank you, Reverend Teresa. I think she needs some love today. coming right here. It's simple. I hope it sticks to you. I really do. Because it's from Zoroastrianism, one of the oldest religions in the world, and it's so simple. It's just the simplest message. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. I changed the order, you'll see. So it's a sing-along, it's a clap-along, it's a dance-along. Let's just have a party here at the end. Here we go.